Okay, we are live on YouTube. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so um, let me show you the chart. Okay, we got the golden cross. This is the 1 hour chart. 1 hour chart, work sport, WKSP breaking out. This is a huge, huge buy signal. This is what we've been waiting for. I told you guys that this would happen either today or Monday, and here we are. It's happening literally right now. We're going to rocket into that close. We're going to explode literally into that close. Click the like button, or the hearts button, whatever it is, so we get more eyes on the stock. More eyeballs are watching this video, the higher the stock can fly. Look at this. We got a bounce right off that moving average. And again, if you are following our Telegram channel, which by the way is this, we've been giving you all these major buy signals throughout the day. Okay, we had all these buys. Hang on a second, let me show you the buy signal. Golden cross coming up on 1 hour chart. I told you this would happen. Okay, look at this. Yep. Bounce all 50 MA, 50-minute at 290. I told you that this would happen. Okay, I told you this would happen. Is it happening? It's happening literally as we speak. This work sport is about to go to the moon. Okay, guys, work sport ready to moon. As Joe Biden would say, not a joke, folks, not a joke. Can you believe that this guy got $10 million to write a book? Joe Biden, who's basically, the guy's who's writing the book. He's not writing the book. I mean, can you believe that Joe Biden would get 10 million? I mean, I should be getting 10 million for 10 bag of blueprint. I mean, this guy's basically, he's got Alzheimer's. That's not a joke. Joe Biden, he's got Alzheimer's. Who's writing his book? Okay, now watch this golden cross. Not a joke, folks. Ready to moon. Literally, as we speak, this is your last chance to get on board the rocket to Mars. All right? Rocket to Mars. Now, let me tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to give you the future in advance. I'm going to give you the prophecy. Are you ready to see the prophecy unfold before your eyes? First of all, let me show you where we've been. Okay, where we've been. I first told you about the golden cross last week. What day was it? It was right after Thanksgiving, or it was the 20th. What day was that? 24th or so, 24th, 25th, right around then. I was telling you guys that this was happening. If you believe in me, congratulations, because you were able to get in at $2 and now you're up 50%. You're up 50% in a week. But guess what? The upside in the stock is at least 10x. I believe this stock can go literally to the moon. We're talking about work sport, okay? Work sport. Okay, so that was your golden cross on the 50-minute charts. And you saw the same thing happen on the 30-minute charts. It's happening now on the 1 hour charts. And guess what? How many times have I said this already? The 1 hour, the bigger the chart, in other words, the more, the bigger the chart, the more important the signal is. So in other words, a 1 hour chart is much more powerful than a 30-minute chart, much more powerful than a 5-minute chart. The 4 hour and the daily and the weekly are more powerful. And guess what? Work sport, WKSP, we have algo triggers coming up 3, 4. There's a stack of these coming up on the 1 hour, the daily, the 4 hour chart. This thing is literally ready to go. This thing is ready to go to $12.50. That's my short-term target. After that, 20 to 50 bucks a share potentially. 20 to 50 bucks a share. And you know why I'm convinced? Because right now we have very, very few people watching this live stream right now. Like literally. Like on TikTok, I think there's only there's 9 people watching right now. When we had lottery, when we did the lottery live stream, we had like literally 2,000 people in that one day. And guess what? That was the top in lottery.com when we had those 2,000 people on, because the more people are watching, like that's usually the sign of the top. The time when a stock is breaking out is when nobody's following it. Like right now, work sport, and there's a lot of shareholders, and we've been talking about the stock a lot. But In other words, it's not like it's not a story that's been overbought. Nobody's following the stock yet. So that we're still in the very early stages. So that this thing can literally go to $10 and it'll still be cheap. That's why I'm a fan of the stock. And guess what? We're breaking out on the daily chart. Okay. So listen, all you got to know is this. You got to break out. This is the daily chart. That is a big deal. Okay. You got it happening literally right now. And so this is a major buy signal. Okay. The market is telling you to buy the stock right now. And guess what? The next breakout is, oh, my chart screwed up. I think this is 430 if I'm not mistaken. $4 roughly. No, 390. I believe this is 390. I don't know. It's not working. Anyway, look, bottom line is we've got a major buy signal. Arca is asking what happened to Ciata. What happened to Ciata? Now CHAI is the symbol. Core AI Holdings. Well, what happened is the stock went up 700% after we launched it. It went up 700%. People made a bunch of money. We launched at $1.20 or $1.30, went to $9 in a week. Guess what? We got a new banger launching next week. We have another new stock launch. We have two on the launch pad. It'll probably be one after the other. So guys, get ready. Next week we have a new launch. That stock will probably double on day one. All right. Every one of our stocks on average doubles in the first couple of minutes. So if you want to get into the ground floor, click the link above to get our Telegram channel. It's free. For now, it's free. I'm giving you guys the next two picks, as you call them, are going to be free. Okay. Usually we're charging, $200-300 a month. By the way, we're going to be raising the price and we're going to be locking it down. I'm going to limit it to maybe 50 people. I don't want to deal with the mass public. So the early alerts is going to be raising the price and it's going to be limited in about a month. We're going to do that. Right now it's free. I'm going to give the next two. You know why? Because we didn't have any new stocks in October and November. We had a bad market and it's whatever. We had a couple of blowups, for stupid reasons, including WGRX and WorkSport, which by the way, WGRX, our contract ended with WGRX, so that's why we haven't talked about it. And WorkSport, technically also, listen, here's what I know. Look, everything we do here is paid content. And, once we're done with the companies, I don't know, we're not responsible, basically. You understand what I'm saying? So, by the way, CHAI, our contract with CHAI ended in July. Okay, so that's what we don't really talk about. They're not paying us, so we don't have to do, we've done a few things. I've done a couple of updates only because we have a lot of people following, but that's it. I have no responsibility to them. If the new CEO decides he wants to do something, great. Hoth, our contract is up with Hoth. We're not talking about Hoth. And by the way, look, the Hoth, that stock doubled right when we launched it. It doubled on day one. I'll tell you what bothers me is that the company stopped putting out news after the first month or so. Aditech's another one. You got to have news flow. You got to have the news flow. Okay, if you don't have news flow, your stock ain't going anywhere. I talk about it in my book, 10 Bagger Blueprint. I don't have a copy here, but get the book, a link in the bio. So what's going on with WorkSport? That's right. WorkSport is breaking out. You were correct. Wait, what is this? AI summary? What the hell is that? Wait, is this? I'm getting some sort of AI thing. Is this the AI? Is this AI telling you what to do? This is crazy. Wow. I have no idea what's going on. There's some AI thing here going on. Anyway, look, bottom line is this. We've had 100% success rate. Every stock we launch explodes on day one. They will double or triple on average. Sometimes they only go 50%. And then they follow through. WorkSport. Here's the thing you got to understand about WorkSport, WKSP. WKSP is the stock we're discussing. What you have to realize about WorkSport is they are actually at the inflection point They are they are at the inflection point. Okay. Okay, Walmart greeter 7088. Are you actually working at Walmart? Because I actually bought Walmart, believe it or not. I recently bought Walmart, near the high. I mean, because I think Walmart is gonna stock is gonna go from there. I mean, that stock has been around a long time. It's made a lot of people a lot of money. I think I've owned Walmart a few times. This is my, I think, second time owning it. I hope it does well. It's an incredible company. Um, anyway, so to be honest, I think I've only been in a Walmart one time in my life. Um, I don't really understand, like Costco. I don't like these big stores, but I can tell you that Walmart is an incredible business. Sam Walton did an incredible job with that business. Here you go. Yeah, Walmart has created a lot of wealth for a lot of people. So what is going on? So again, WKSP, why do I believe Worksport is going to go to $50 a share, $50 a share? We're trading at $3 right now, $2.99. Why? Because if you read my book, 10 Bagger Blueprint, link above, or if you're watching on YouTube, the link is in the video description below. It's on Amazon. That's right, Amazon, another great American company. The number one thing you got to look for, news flow. You got to have news flow. If a company does not put out news flow, let me repeat this. How many times have I said this? I've said this a million times. I got a million videos all over TikTok, going back years back. Okay. If they don't have news, you got to dump the stock. They got to be putting out news at least once a week. Worksport is doing that. WKSP has been delivering. So that's why I'm confident about Worksport. The reason the stock dropped is we had kind of like this mini market crash. Apparently, we had a mini market crash in October, November. Microcap stocks just got destroyed. A lot of microcaps just dropped, and especially Bitcoin. If you're looking at what's going on with Bitcoin, and by the way, I think Bitcoin. Listen, I know Bitcoin. I think is a total scam. But Bitcoin basically is driving speculative sentiment. And by the way, Bitcoin is looking very, very bad. I mean, very, very bad. Bitcoin can go to zero. Let me show you this chart here. So we have a major sell signal in Bitcoin. Okay, just so you guys know, it's what I'm talking about. Okay, this is the opposite of a golden cross. This is called a death cross. This is a major sell signal when you break below the moving averages, and then when you have the 50 go below 200. We have a great comment here. Alexander Koenig. I'm going to address your comment. Thank you. I'm going to talk about that in just a second. So Bitcoin is crashing. I think Bitcoin is a total scam. It could go to zero, in my opinion. It has no value, basically. It's just, what is it? What is it exactly? I mean, I don't know what it is. When you buy a stock, you're getting a piece of a real business. When you buy an invented thing, I don't know what you're getting. Okay, so Alexander Koenig, why? Okay, yes, we are getting paid by. This is paid content. Everything we do here is paid content. Now, in case you don't know, we got a great question from Arthur. So, in case you don't know, the reason why these stocks go. If you read my book, 10 Bagger Blueprint, I gotta get a copy here. Unfortunately, I don't have a copy here. I'm at an undisclosed location, and read my book. Then you understand. I'm in the stock promotion business. Now, I've been doing this for 30 plus years, right? 30 years. I'm doing this since I'm like 20. I was in the commodity business when I was 16. I had my broker's license. My stockbroker's license at 18. I was writing research reports at 19 or 20. And promoting stock. Well, I've worked with literally thousands of companies. And I had, we would do different stuff. About 5 years ago, I realized, you know what? I only want to work with stocks, which I believe can be 10 baggers, stocks that can increase 1,000% or more. I don't care how much they pay me. I don't want to waste any time. I don't want to waste any time unless a stock could be a 10 bagger. Walmart greeter. We're on TikTok. That's our main audience. TikTok. We're actually, yeah. So we're on TikTok and Twitter. Anyway, so my focus is stocks which could be 10 baggers. Now I wrote the book 10 Bagger Blueprint, which gives you my formula. So I decided, look, I'm only going to bring on clients which I believe which meet 10 criteria. Number one, they got to be deeply undervalued. So we're getting basically a built-in profit. What's a built-in profit? Get my book that explains what it means. Number two, you got to have massive market opportunity. The stock has got to be at an inflection point. Number three, you got to have the right CEO. It's got to be that 10x or 100x CEO. What is it? I explained in the book. The other big thing is you got to have the right chart setup. You got to have a chart ready to break out. It's got to be at that inflection point. And that is basically what I look for. When you have those criteria, when everything lines up, when a stock checks off all 10 things, it's what I call an asymmetric bet, meaning it's guaranteed profit. You got free money, basically. Thank you for subscribing. By the way, guys, if you want to see the charts, go to our YouTube channel because that's where we're showing the charts. So the YouTube channel is where we show the charts. Otherwise, you got to see my face, which, I don't know if you want to watch. But anyway, let me see it. Somebody says Hoth is exploding. Now, we haven't worked with Hoth, so I don't know what's going on with Hoth. Oh, look at this. Hoth is up. Hoth is $1.20. I'm going to give let's do a chart analysis. Hoth actually looking good. Hoth breaking above the 200 moving average. We're going to have a buy signal on a Hoth coming up. Buy signal on a Hoth coming up. The charts don't lie. They tell you the truth in advance. Okay, that's a fact. Anyway, so to get to the point, so I only take on stocks which meet list of 10 criteria. All right. And we turn away, okay, literally, I'm turning away millions of dollars in business every year of stocks, which, companies contact me all the time that want to, hire me to do this stuff, right? Why? Because we deliver results. Ask anybody watching the program, all the haters, they know every stock we bring on doubles, triples out of the gate, and some of them go on to increase 1,000%, 2,000%, 5,000%, and more. So thank you for bringing up this point. Now, Alexander, to answer your question, why should you trust me? Because this is paid content. The reason why the stocks go up is because they have the internal qualities, but they don't have the eyeballs. They don't have the audience we have. By the way, our main audience is really the email list, okay? We have 100,000 plus people on our email list. These are ultra high net worth investors, institutions, money managers. So, when we put out an email blast to our list, these people that know our track record for finding stocks that meet these 10 criteria, stocks that go up 1,000% or more, we've introduced more 10 baggers than anybody on the planet. They buy those stocks. Very simple. If I wasn't talking about these stocks, nobody would buy them. That's the fact. That is 100% fact. I mean, at some point they may get to whatever, but we accelerate the process. Are we investing or trading? That is a great question. That's a great question. We're speculating. That's to answer your question. This channel, it's not about investing. Investing means like, holding a stock for 5 years. These stocks we look for a stock which is in what I call a 10 bagger window. And that usually lasts about 6 months. It's a window that opens up where everything is aligned and a stock can explode. And sometimes these companies make it, sometimes they don't, because what happens is this. Most companies, most stocks, and by the way, we've introduced stocks that literally went up 100x, which means every $1,000 became 100,000. We've had a stock that went up 1,000x. That was Axon. It went from $1 to over $1,000. So every $1,000 would have turned to $1 million. Walmart greeter. Nah, no, but this is what I do here. This is my opinion. This is not official company information. I want to be very clear. When I'm talking about the charts, all this stuff I do, this is opinion only. This is nothing. This is not official company information, to be clear, okay? Not official company information. This is opinion only. When we have the CEO on, when we do the CEO interviews, that's an official company communication, to be very clear. So thank you for asking that question. So like, listen, sometimes I tell you the stock is going down, sometimes it's going up, even if they're paying me. But yeah, you should look at this stuff as, yeah. If you want to get on my email list, click the link above, 10-Bagger Blueprint. Go to 10baggerblueprint.com, the link in the bio above. If you're watching on TikTok, to get on our email list, it's free. Yes, the new stock is launching next week. It's going to be an absolute banger. It's going to probably go to the moon. That's right. Next week, it's going to be under $2. Alexander Cohen. Yeah. By the way, you're completely correct. Listen, I'm doing this 30 plus years. Okay. I don't know. There's a bunch of influencers, grifters, scammers on TikTok, on YouTube. See, here's the difference. I actually follow the regulations. I disclose, because, SEC rules, you have to disclose that you got paid, how much you got paid. Yes. If you go to our link in the bio, we disclose how much we got paid, because that's the rule. Nobody, there's a bunch of guys promoting stocks on TikTok. They don't say that they're getting paid by the company or who's paying them, which is a securities fraud, basically. For example, there's a stock called Aduro, A-D-U-R, Aduro. Major fraud going on there. They got a bunch of influencers pumping that stock. It's a total piece of shit. ADUR is the symbol. It's completely worthless. It's got a 400 million market cap. They have zero revenues, or like 100. They have like no revenues, basically. It's a failed science project coming out of Canada, from Vancouver, aka Scamcouver. Okay, Vancouver is the epicenter of penny stock fraud. You got Mark Faulkner from the Canadian Securities Exchange. You got Stella Yun from the Toronto Stock Exchange, who's a Chinese spy. You got the BCSC, the British Columbia Securities Commission, who's a total fraud. They're basically a bunch of left-wing fraudsters. Okay, you got the guys from the CSC. You got the Caldwell crime family. Listen, everything coming out of Canada is 90% of this fraud. The Canada Securities Exchange, aka Canada Scam Exchange, Toronto Scam Exchange, they're frauds. 90% of those stocks are total fraud. And by the way, I can tell you this because I worked with dozens of those stocks. I helped promote those stocks. We've had some big winners in there. And some of these companies have raised hundreds of millions of dollars. So I know, because I'm an insider there. I was an insider in those things, right? So I know exactly what goes on there. Okay, they're total fucking fraud. Especially the CSC, Aduro, ADUR, mark my words, ADUR is a total scam fugazi stock. Now, just to be clear, I'm not saying they are committing a fraud. They may be, they may not, I don't know. I don't know. What I can tell you is there is definitely securities fraud going on by paid promoters. Guys are getting paid these influencers are getting paid to pump that stock all over YouTube. They're not disclosing that they're getting paid or what they're getting. So there you go, 17B. There you go, Walmart greeter. This guy knows, Walmart greeter knows. Exactly. So Aduro is a total fugazi stock. And you know who's promoting that stock now? They went on NASDAQ, okay? And they went on NASDAQ, and they got a couple of these, I'm not going to name the brokerage firms that are promoting the stocks because we work with some of them. But these guys are prostitutes, okay? They're paid prostitutes. These investment bankers that are promoting Aduro. When they have an analyst putting out a buy report, they're paid prostitutes, okay? We're talking about D. Burrell, we're talking about Ladenburg, we're talking about all these. Every analyst report on Aduro is basically it's a shill fugazi report. Total fraud. Let me see, Aduro. Where is that stock? Aduro, A-D-U-R, guys. Aduro By the way, technically, Adora has a buy signal because it's above the moving average. I think this thing is ready to collapse at some point. Very, 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 very clear. ADUR. Again, guys, if you see ADUR anywhere, it's a fugazi. Run. Anything coming out of the CSE, the Canada Scam Exchange, is a scam. Literally, the regulators are at the exchange. This guy, Mark Faulkner, is a fraudster. The CEO is a fraudster. His name is, what's his name? The chairman, his name is Tom Caldwell, who's a fraudster. The chairman of the Canadian Securities Exchange is committed basically fraud. He stole millions of dollars from his investors, and he's the chairman of the exchange. Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. He was fined $2 million, only $2 million. He's the Bernie Madoff of Canada. Tom Caldwell and his son. Okay. Look up their fines from the Ontario Securities Exchange. By the way, they should have been banned from the industry. They should have gone to prison. But it's Canada. It's a failed socialist state. We gotta basically build a wall, not allow these Canadians to come in. Okay, so what is going on here? Okay, markets closed. Where do we close? On a work sport. Okay, I got distracted talking about Canada. Okay, so here we are. We're at the closing bell, literally as we speak. The stock, boom. Right, by the way, guys, do not buy the stock after hours. Only trade during open market. The after hours trading, the pre-market after hours is total scam. By the way, speaking of scams, after hours. Who are the directors of what is it called? The Blue Ocean ATS. That's the trading system. So when you buy a stock after hours, it goes through something called BATS, and who are the directors of BATS? Tom Caldwell, which is the fraudster from the Canadian Stock Securities Exchange, and the CEO. Who are both basically grifters. They're scammers, and they're part of this BATS. So basically, that's all you got to know. BATS is basically a fugazi. Okay, there's no liquidity. You're going to get raped. Okay, if you try to buy or sell on BATS after hours. So don't trade after hours. Do yourself a favor. WGRX. We haven't worked with our contract with WGRX was up in October. And literally the day after, the management got kicked out. I haven't heard anything from them. So, what can I tell you? I have no comment on WGRX right now. We may get involved in them at some point. Anyway, Worksport, we have a beautiful setup for a major breakout. We got, we got Beck. Beck, what happened to you? You were supposed to get back to me. What happened to you? You were supposed to call me, whatever, and I never heard from you. You were supposed to give me a proposal or the thing. What's going on over there? Beck, where, you gotta follow up. Come on. I got nothing from you. Come on. Listen, Beck, we have a new invention. It's called a phone. You call. I know you're, Gen Z, whatever it is. You guys don't use phones, but you gotta call. Anyway, look. Here's what's going on with Worksport. We get a beautiful Golden Cross breakout happening. Okay, this is a major buy signal. Okay, it doesn't get more bullish than this. We have a massive setup for Monday. This thing is like a volcano that's ready to go to the moon. We're talking about Worksport, WKSP. This stock is ready to go to the moon, okay? WKSP. And we're going to be launching a new banger next week, which is probably going to double or triple. When? Either Monday or Tuesday. So if you want to get in at the ground floor, you want to get into that new banger, what you got to do is you need to click the link above to get into our Telegram channel, and it's going to be free. Somebody was asking, I'm going to give you guys the next two stocks free. Okay, usually we're charging $200 a month for the WAP thing, whatever the trading sim. I'm giving it to you free. You know why? Because we I'm going to give you a confession. The WAP thing is a lot of work. It's you guys are it's high maintenance. People pay the monthly thing. They expect a lot. They expect a new banger every month, and I only bring on stocks where when they're ready to go. Sometimes it doesn't happen for a month or two. I don't just take on every company. I only take on stocks which can explode out of the gate, and everything has to align. So this month, I think we're going to have 2 launches in December. So anyway, so a lot of people got disappointed on the WAP thing, so they canceled or whatever. So I'm done with WAP for a while. We may get back to it. We might limit it to only very, very serious people because I can't. Listen. I don't have the patience or the attention span to deal with. I'm not a babysitter. Okay, I'm not a babysitter. All right. I'm giving you stocks which could be 10 baggers when they're ready. If they're not ready, I'm not going to have nothing to say. So I took a month. I basically wasn't even on here for a month in November. October. I was MIA in for like a month. And now I'm back. Why am I back? Because these things are ready to go to the moon. WGRX. Okay. So anyhow, you should respond. You know what? You know how many messages I get? First of all, I'm not technically proficient. I'll be honest with you. I'm not. I get like a million messages on the TikTok on this. I mean, not. I'm not. By the way, I'm not trying to like brag or whatever. Like I'm not saying. I don't even have that many people watching this, but I get like literally when a stock like I get tons of messages, and a lot of them are just like I don't even know what these people are saying. I don't know what they want. I can't respond to them. I don't know what the hell it is half the time. Okay. And so I don't respond. I mean, nothing, it's not personal. I get too many messages. I just can't do it. So that's what it is. Nothing personal. I get a lot of messages, and you know what? I probably should get somebody to answer these messages. That's what a lot of these scammers, these so-called influencers do. I just don't have that. I should do that though. We're gonna have to get Beck. Beck will help me with that. All right, so WKSP. Let's look at the daily charts, and I'm gonna sign off. Okay, so how do we close on WKSP? Let's pull up this WKSP. Hang on. Let me just do this quick. Let me do this for the TikTok people. Okay, so here's what's going on. Okay, and I'm going to log off right now because I got to get out of here. All right, WKSP. Breakout of the daily charts. Very, very bullish. This thing is ready to go to the moon. This is the daily chart. We close at $3. Okay? Very bullish. Golden cross on WKSP, the 1-hour charts. Extremely bullish, major buy signal. This is a major buy signal. Listen, this is all you need to know. All you got to do is buy stocks when they have that golden cross, and you're going to make a lot of money. Look what happened over here. Okay, you had the same exact buy signal right over here, and look what happened. It's up 60% in a week. Offers is there we go. This is unbelievable. There you go. Okay, so you can expect the same exact type of market action next week. I'm thinking Worksport WKSP goes to $5 next week, potentially. And then we're gonna have a new banger launching next week. A new banger is gonna launch, and Monday or Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, and it's gonna go to the moon. Not guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. It could go to zero. These are high risk stocks, but it's ready to go. Yeah, I need an yeah. There you go. Unbelievable, but true. Exactly. Uh, this is Walmart Greer. He knows what's going on. He knows what's going on. Yeah, I need an AI message. I gotta get an. So you know what? I need an AI autoresponder. That's what I need. I gotta get an AI autoresponder. Oh, the WAP. You know what? I don't know what the hell is going. I actually, here's the problem is, I'll tell you, the thing with the WAP. I don't know how the thing works. I don't know how it works. So we haven't done anything on a WAP in October. Like, okay, so you should just say you want a refund, and they'll give you a refund. Well, actually, I'm going to give you the refund because it's coming out of. If you paid, it's coming out of my bank account. Basically, that's what happens. That's the reality, which is fine. We're going to bring back WAP in about a month. Okay, we're going to do a couple of bangers. We're going to have a couple of major winners. We're going to go back on WAP, and we're going to raise the price to whatever it is, and we're going to limit it to very serious people. I don't want to have a bunch of, no offense, but there's a lot of people who I can't have amateurs on it. It's got to be people who are serious traders who know, I don't need to explain. I'm not a babysitter, So it's going to be limited to maybe 50 people. That's what we're going to do on WAP. And also we're going to get better results because it's better. I'd rather have 20 people buying the stock in the first second than 1,000. So that's what we're going to do. WHOP. What is WAP? WHOP. That is the thing where we had this early alerts. That's where we had early alerts. We give you the thing before it. We tell you where it's going before it's out there. So it's a thing. People are making a lot of money with it, but it's on hold for now. Basically, it's on hold for now. We're going to bring it back in about a month. We're going to have a couple of winners, and then we'll bring back WAP. But it's going to be in a totally different format for very serious people only. I think we have to charge more money. Because it's better quality than quantity. I think that's what we have to do something. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but we're going to totally change the thing because I don't like the way it was working. And the problem with the WAP is these people, they don't pick up their phone. Okay, they have the worst customer service. It's all like text, and it's all like AI autoresponder. So if you want to cancel or whatever it is, I can't even I can't even get anybody on the phone there. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? These guys are running $1 billion business and they don't pick up a phone. That's not customer service. Okay. All right, guys, I gotta hop. And my battery on the phone is dying. This Walmart greeter, this guy knows what I don't know. God, male. I don't know if you're male or female. I'm calling him guy. Oh, this guy knows whatever it knows. This is smart crowdfunding. That's actually very interesting. We have to do something because we'll talk about it next week. Anyway, okay, I gotta hop. Turn this. Okay, end now. Okay, TikTok is over. All right, hang on a second. We gotta charge the phone. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna do something. Look, here's the thing. Basically, the WAP thing was this, right? Every time we launch a new stock, it explodes, right? So everybody was saying, okay, well, we want to tell us before you launch or give us the early. So I said, look, here's what I'm going to do, because I can't. There's a legal issue where we can't. It could be considered material information, insider information. So I can't tell you before I tell the public. But what I can do is I could tell you what time we're going to announce it on which social media platform. So in other words, I could tell you, okay, we're going to announce the new stock on Tuesday, 11:03 a.m. on Instagram. We're going to announce the new stock. So that way you're ready to go, because we're on a bunch of media. We have different platforms. We got YouTube. So that way you're there ready in the first few seconds. And you can buy the stock in the first few seconds. And it's still public. It's a public platform. So we're complying with the law, with the spirit, well, with the letter of the law, maybe not the spirit, or maybe the spirit. Listen, all I know is we're trying to be compliant. So so basically what we're doing is, I said, look, if you want to get that early alert, so you're going to know which platform we're going to announce the new stock on, it's $200 a month. Why? Because, on average, our stocks double in the first few minutes, right? So, if you put $5,000, even if you put $5,000 into that new stock, and you can make $5,000 or whatever it is, it's worth investing $200 for that early alert, especially if we do 2 new stocks a month. And so I'm Jack. I don't know who Joel is. I'm Jack. And I don't go on LinkedIn. That's the other thing. I don't know. I don't use LinkedIn. That's the other thing. I should be using LinkedIn. I think we have a pro. I don't even know how to. I don't know how to use LinkedIn. Honestly, LinkedIn and Facebook. Believe it or not, Facebook for sure I don't know how to use. I used Facebook for one time, like literally 15 years ago. I was on for like literally a week. I got out of it, and I just don't get it. I don't get Facebook. I try to, LinkedIn. I might be on. I should be using LinkedIn, to be honest with you. I should be using LinkedIn, but I'm not. Email me through here. The email is going to be at the bottom of the bio. Well, actually, we gotta fix the bio. I think the bio, the link or the video description. The video description. Hang on a second. We got to update it because it gives like an automated video description. Anyway, we'll fix it at some point. jm@wallstreetreporter.com. jm@wallstreetreporter.com. If anybody wants to contact me. Okay, guys, that's it. All right, we'll see you next week. We got the new stock launching again Monday or Tuesday. All right, that's it for today. Here's to your 100x.